There's a few things that I want to talk to you about.
This is Doc, and I have a special message from my friend MJ, who's looking to do some, it's nice to have a little scratch when your little fur baby's on the mend. So I'm gonna give the floor to the NB who you envy, MJ. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello. I am currently raising money basically for my cat needs a surgery in about a week's time, and although the operation is mostly funded, but it's just her aftercare and medication and things. We just want to make sure that we've kind of got enough for that and stuff to make sure she's taken care of. But I've just got a tip jar on Kofi or coffee, however you want to pronounce it, which is at co-fi.com/rassle trash. And also, I've got a shirt for sale on there with the Lucha Boo. My cat is called Boo. And it's got a little luchador wearing a luchador mask wearing cat on there, and it's very cute, and you should buy one. But yeah, any help is very much appreciated. Uh, but if not, that's also fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the reins here and say, no, make sure that this gets all paid for. Please donate as much as you can, as much as you want, but please donate. Do what you can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me as well. I've had a lovely time.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Doc, aka Dr. Lariat, aka Magnum Suchio, aka Big Naturals Vibes, aka Special K-ness, aka the Mochizuki Goon, aka Dan Fuji, aka Punch Tamago, aka Masquerita Dorito, aka Peak Gas Break Deal, aka Livey Boy Smith, I'm fucked Mr. Hitman, aka Just One Guy, aka The Man Called Smang, aka Ultimo Dragonfruit, aka Andrew E. Kornick, aka The Stray Ballot, aka Jolly Bee Driver, aka Ray Fiend, aka Cero Merienda, aka The Invisible Pandesal, Don Calamansi, Yo soy! Etchy, man, I'm so etchy right now. And you know what? I am also your host, Rob Pandan, Ube Lashley, and I got with me someone special here. I love to travel around the world doing this show and like getting to meet people from every corner. I have someone who would be from over the pond, someone from the UK, someone with a who probably says when they eat lunch they're getting tea. I have with me uh, one of the co-hosts of one of my favorite podcasts, Waffly Bollox. Her screen name is Awfully Waffly, but I'm gonna give her a little bit of AKAs because she told me off the air that she doesn't really have one. And I'm so sorry to do this to you, Sally Ann, but I gotta get you to this. AKA Chuck Taylor's number one fan, AKA the Triceratops, AKA the Bubble Waffle, aka Someone that gives me a lot of joy. Thank you, and welcome to the cast, Sarah.
Hello. That was quite an introduction.
As you can tell, I do it from the off the top of my head. I never have anything written down, and that can be
That's
either,
incredible.
uh, yeah, you know, sometimes that can be a bonus, and sometimes that can like have me just stuck on something. But you know, uh, I'm gonna be embarrassed to say this, but back in my teenage days, I used to do rap battles, and
Oh, wow.
no, 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 wow, it's very embarrassing. I recently saw, I recently like found like one of my notebooks where, so in when you have freestyles, they're called ciphers, right? So I had this
Mhm.
notebook with all this stuff that I wrote down of like what ideas what I would have for this, for my rhymes, and then I'm like, ah, jeez, is this what Max Caster does? But like it's just it was just like kind of embarrassing the stuff that I was talking about. Everything was way too sexual for a 16-year-old to know anything about. But hey, I digress. Uh welcome to the show. I hope you don't
Thank
regret it
you.
right away.
Like, if I do, I'm strapped in now.
Uh,
Um, no, but I am not good at improv, so I'm just impressed when anyone can come up with a rhyme or a pun or something off the top of their head. Like
yeah.
that's just not a way that my brain works.
Oh yeah. I love silly puns. I love portmanteaus. I love
Mm,
I love metaphors. That's what I like to do now
yeah,
as an elder man. As an elder millennial, I think that's what everybody says now. As an elder millennial,
yeah.
I love these silly jokes, and you know, like we were talking a little bit earlier about. I know I'm referencing like that. I say a little bit earlier, like we had like a previously on, but like we were talking about stuff like you know, like mashup accents, and you were telling me about like I'm not sure if that's okay. If I would it be okay if I talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
your okay? So you were telling me earlier about your husband teaching a group of Japanese students proper English, and they would respond with American English that they would hear because they would watch you know television, American television. I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I do have to pull you up on that though, because we wouldn't say proper English. That's too judgmental. I mean, English being from England, but I think definitely like when I was taught how to teach English as a second language, which I did during the pandemic, because I thought, hey, I'll take a 4 week class and the whole pandemic will be over by April 2020 or whatever it was. Optimistic. Um, but yeah, like there is no one English. English is such a strange language that people speak in different places in different ways, and it's all valid. Sorry, was that
Yeah.
too serious for the beginning of a
No,
podcast?
no. Hey, we've
Should I
talked
start talking
about.
about tea and crumpets?
Oh no, we've talked about so many different things, like because you know now we're gonna get into like when we think about proper English and how things are taught properly, like people like have this issue with like Ebonics or Southern English or American English, how we use our own slang. But language evolves over time no matter where you're from, and how you speak your English and how you speak your language evolves from your environment. So
Yeah,
like so the term proper English for me was just me having a little bit of fun with you
yeah, yeah.
because you know
Yeah.
when I
Because
think
I'm
about
from this
like
hell country.
oh yes, you know, I think like the joke online about the British people is the British deserve it whenever something wrong happens. So,
Well,
um,
you know,
not all of you, but you know, like when I watch TV, right? Because you know, I guess in some ways this is a wrestling podcast, and I don't know here Will Ospreay say bro, and like I can't understand him because he speaks at like sometimes he speaks like at 500 miles an hour. So
yeah.
like sometimes it just all waves together. So but when I hear like Rush Roosh, imagine that Rush Roosh. When he speaks English, he hey you dogs, I am Roosh, and like it's everything is pronounced like very clearly and succinctly, because he doesn't want to like anybody to miss out on any word he's saying, because it's like he only has a limited amount of words, but he wants to make all of them last and leave an impact on you. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Where, and then like when I hear Sometimes you hear somebody like who would get mush mouth when they talk, when they do a promo, right? When I hear Kyle O'Reilly, and he's kind of funny when he talks, right? He's like just a little like, he seems like he's got mischief in his eyes. He kind of looks like
He
Kevin
does.
McAllister from like Home Alone when he's talking like, "Ooh, can I get away with this? Okay, if I stay this way, I won't get in trouble." That's what I love about it, right? And I think you guys bring it up on
Yeah.
the show, like, because when Kyle talks, he just has a smile and like he's trying not to like laugh, but he just like has this air of joy about him, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He really does. He's such a cutie. Yeah, I think there's definitely a tendency. I don't know whether this is an English thing, but we are never taught to speak at school. Like from well, we were talking about this off air as well, but our perceptions of other countries come from pop culture, but
Yeah.
from all the American TV shows set in schools that I've seen, you have like debate class and things where you're taught to argue, and we don't have any of that. And as a result, we are, as a people, I think, quite inarticulate and gabble really fast. And I know I do it. I get excited and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So I try not to do that on the podcast, but I'm sure I do.
A little rambling doesn't hurt sometimes.
That was very polite.
Yeah, because like I tend to sometimes when I look for some, I never like I'm stuck in what to say to anybody, because I was kind of raised in a house where if you don't say what you need or say what you want to say, you're gonna get stuck with something that you don't want. For instance,
Right.
like if I don't tell like my parents like, no, I don't want to eat liver, I hate liver, they're gonna make liver, and then they're gonna say, oh, there's nothing else, you better eat this. And they said if you would
Oh
have told me,
no.
I wouldn't have made it. And then it became like a thing where, but also like if I spoke up and told them what I wanted to eat, they're gonna say, why do you get a choice?
Oh wow, that's
It's
brutal.
it's yeah, it was something, but that's something about uh Asian household where the parents have like all this. I'm sure it's like this in a lot of cultures where like your parents have all the say and you're just there along for the ride, and
Yeah, you're just a
yeah,
kid. You don't pay the
yeah,
bills.
yeah. I remember whenever my younger sibling would do something wrong, I would get in trouble for it, and like even if I was like not doing anything, like if they came home before me and like they left a mess, it was my fault because I wasn't there.
Oh no. Oh,
Oh,
that's harsh.
well, I
Well,
mean, are you a sibling?
I am a sibling. I am an older sibling. And
Uh,
right now my well, not my child. I actually don't call him my child, but my cat is trying desperately to get my attention. I don't know why.
uh,
It's not his food time. I think he's just bored. So he's busy trying to climb up the back of my chair. So if
I
you
love
hear any
that.
strange background noise, that'll be what that is.
Usually, my boy Blueberry always like has like a little bit of a cameo in like each episode where like, he's tip tapping along or barking at someone. But right now he's just napping, which is like,
Oh,
yeah. I usually post him on whatever on the Discord. Sometimes just like if I see
yeah.
people like being a little bit bummed out, I just post like whatever funny pictures I have of my pups, and I think that
Yeah.
helps. Cause like when you,
Animals are always good. Oh,
yeah, 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 I love animals.
having just said that, my cat Jack is now on my desk. So if my microphone cuts out, it'll be
Oh,
because
that's
no,
fine.
could you not be on the desk? Do you think? Do you think you could? The other problem with him is he's now so big that I'm pushing him and he's just resisting. Hey, get down. You're too heavy, aren't you? You hold your own against me now. Okay.
So, with my dog, right? Since they're trained by my wife, and everything, all his commands are in Cantonese. So,
Oh
like,
wow.
a little bit of how been learning like Cantonese has been like through actions with my dog, by telling him what to do, and like it's pretty funny. I mean, Also, I've been teaching him my language of Ilocano. That's my dialect of Filipino. And like
Oh wow,
some
amazing.
he like takes the he like responds to that more than when I tell him to come in English. He just like looks at me like, "What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying."
Doesn't understand. So how many languages do you speak?
I speak Spanish. I speak Tagalog and I speak Ilocano, but I only speak Filipino languages when I'm very, very high. Like when I got my shoulder surgery, when I woke up from the anesthesia, the only thing I could speak was Tagalog, right? Filipino. And then like,
Yeah, yeah.
thankfully, all the nurses there, and I think that's also a thing over there where, it's worldwide. Filipino nurses are everywhere. So like the nurse was like, my wife was just sitting there dumbfounded, like, and then when I finally stopped being high, she's like, "When did you learn how to speak Tagalog?" And I was like, "Oh, I always knew how to speak it. I just don't speak it because I feel self-conscious. Sometimes I feel like if I
Oh,
speak it, like I am like a caveman, and then I'm like,
right.
yeah. So it's just like it. It's like I'm more likely to respond back in English than respond back like in the foreign language. But like I think that's just me and my self consciousness. When I was
Yeah,
working before, I would use Spanish like daily because I'd have to. But now
yeah.
since I haven't been there, like I think I kind of lost it a little bit. So like when I tried speaking
Yeah.
Spanish to some of my guests who are Spanish from Spanish speaking countries, like it's just like I know what I'm saying is wrong, so I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, so you're up to like 4.5. You're learning Cantonese as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a lot of languages.
I had to ask for her parents' permission to get engaged to her in Cantonese.
Oh,
So like I'm so lucky that her cousin was there for me, and like she was like feeding me like the words to ask. So
oh,
like
I love that.
yeah, yeah. Because when you marry into, I feel like when you marry somebody, you marry into every piece of them. So like
Yeah,
no matter whatever my language my wife and her parents speak, I would have to attempt to at least learn some of these things, learn to like involve myself in the culture. Um, Beforehand, I used to think that we were part Chinese, right? Because my grandma would always say like her dad was Chinese, and then you do like a 23 and me, and you find out you're 100% Filipino. But then I found out other people are like, yeah, we got that same thing too, but we know that we have lineage that goes back to China. So it's like, okay, maybe those things are wrong. But like when you try
yeah,
to, I feel like when I'm with somebody, I'm with every piece of them, and I don't ever like really want to change any part of them, because I feel like when you get into a relationship, you're not getting into a relationship to change somebody. You're getting into a relationship for that person, for that somebody, and you fall
yeah.
in love with every part of them. And
That's
now
so
we're talking about
romantic.
relationship. So
Yeah, after saying that we weren't going to.
but I mean, like, how did your husband propose to you?
Well, so he I'm trying to figure out where to start this story. Um, he really likes giraffes.
Oh,
That sounds so weird, but like giraffes are his favorite
hey,
animal anyway. And we were on a little weekend break and
yeah.
we went to Liverpool and we went to a concert of our favorite band. And then the next day we went to go for a walk on the beach. And then we went to Chester Zoo and we went to the giraffe enclosure
Oh,
and sat on the benches and watched the giraffes. And then he just pulled out a ring and said, "Hey, will you marry me?" while we were watching the giraffes. And then I said yes, obviously. And then we spent the day walking around Chester trying to find the oldest, most haunted pubs and like getting drunk in them. And it
I
was a really
love
nice
that.
day.
I love that. I love that. You go. Nothing says romance like hauntings.
Well, we both like spooky things and
Yeah.
both like he basically said he was he was trying to pick his moment, and he knew that we were going to do all these activities, and he was kind of like, do I propose at the concert or on the beach? And in the end, he just kind of waited until the moment that he had the courage. Just went, hey, marry me.
That's good. You know, for my wife for the engagement, right? So our first date, I took her to downtown Disney. So she always told me like what she was always specific about how she wanted to be proposed to, right? It has to be in this part of the park. She has to have these friends there. She has to have her sister there. And then she gave me like, okay, if you're gonna get a ring, you get it from this person, and this is the ring I want. And then like I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's smarter for the someone that's gonna get proposed to always
Yeah,
drop these hints to their partner about what they want in an engagement ring. Because I mean, it's
yeah,
great. Surprises are great, right? But then, what if they choose like something that you don't really? That's not something you vibe with.
yeah.
Did
Well,
you
yeah. I mean,
drop hints about what you wanted, or did he just know?
we'd had so we'd been together for 9 years already at that point, and
Beautiful.
neither of us particularly like wanted a big wedding. We weren't that bothered about getting married. Um, and then my grandfather died,
Mm.
and sorry, this is heavy, but like I kind of realized that, my two grandmothers were still alive, and I thought
Oh,
actually I would like to have them at my wedding. So I discussed it with him and kind of said like, we've been together 9 years. We're pretty much, we're pretty sure that this is permanent. We weren't that bothered about the legal aspect, but I just thought actually maybe I would like my grandparents, my grandmothers to be there. So we discussed it. And he said he did want to pick a ring, but I said I didn't want a diamond and I didn't want yellow gold. And so there were some parameters, but he still got
yeah,
to pick within those parameters.
yeah, yeah. She told me like this many carrots, this color band. I want
That's so specific. I love it.
these carrots on the band for like that's also for like you get an engagement ring, and but you also got to get the wedding band, and she also had parameters
Yeah.
for the wedding band. But like
Well, it's
what?
going to be on her hand. She's
Yeah,
going to wear this every day, so
like
yeah, it helps if she likes it.
yeah, like with you also um like my grandparents had passed away at that point, but they would always tell us, so you guys are gonna get married, right? 'Cause- so because like my grandma, the moment she met her, she told her, oh, when you guys get married, make sure you invite me to the wedding. That was our third date.
Oh. Oh wow. But maybe when you know, you know. Were
Yeah.
you friends with her before you
Oh
became a
yeah.
couple?
Oh yeah. We were
Oh, okay.
friends.
Yeah.
We were friends for like, oh god, for like 3 years, and
Yeah.
then we had friends who were um, mutual friends. Right? We had a bunch of mutual friends, but like she was always with somebody, and I was
Mm.
always with somebody. So it just happened that when she was single, I got dumped, and then I was so happy to find out she was single. So like my heartbreak after being
Oh.
dumped was like non-existent.
You're like, finally, this is my moment.
Yeah. So she was
Oh.
like, how soon after you broke up did you like ask me out? And I was like, do I tell her? I'll tell her the truth. It's like 4 days.
Wow. Well, you
Hey,
didn't want to miss your window.
hey,
She might have
you
got with
don't know.
someone
She might
else.
have gone out. Yeah, she said she was gonna go out
Yeah.
on dates with other guys, and then like I kind of prevented her from doing that because I was. I mean, I asked her out, but didn't she didn't say yes after the first time. I had to bug her for at least. Now I don't recommend this for everybody, right? But like I would consistently like uh to children that know of their parents. So back in our days, we used to like use online instant messengers, particularly AOL Instant Messenger, or Yahoo Instant Messenger. Or if you're a sicko, you would use MSN Messenger. But
Oh
like,
yeah.
so like I would like message her every day, like asking her like, hey, where are you free? Hey, are you free? And she would say, no, I'm okay. And then like eventually she told me like, fine, let's go hang out. That's how she said it. Fine, fine. If it'll get you to stop bugging me, fine. So here we are. This is our 19th year together.
Oh,
And if
amazing.
I and I'm thinking in my head like if she didn't want to go out with me, she could have just blocked me or told me no consistently.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, oh, she was playing hard to get. But she was also telling me like
Well,
we were talking about this like the other. She's like, you weren't my type, and like we didn't like the same things. So I thought I was just gonna be nice and probably get like a free dinner, but I ended up liking you. Like
oh,
you never know if you don't take your shot.
you never
And
know. At least it has a happy ending.
yeah, yeah. And I remember when we got engaged, I had to make sure, like, since at that point we had lost, well, we only had like one grandparent between us, so so it was kind of like we were imperative that we get married while this grandparent was alive, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so we got engaged like in 2018. Her sister surprised her friend surprised her, and I had told them like to get because it was at Disneyland. I told them, hey, can you get a photographer and tell them the whole deal? And then like they did, so we had a photographer, and so like all our pictures were pretty nice because they're from Disneyland. And then like back then, I you could use your pass because we had a pass. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Disney adult, so we would get like a photo pass, and then like so our pictures ended up being really nice. And yeah, I'm thankful that her friends actually recorded it. I do have it up on a YouTube somewhere, but I will never post that for
Oh,
other people to see.
no,
But that's just for
that's
me
not for
and
them.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
just for me and her and for whatever whatever future happenings happen. And like I'm just like, you know, I love talking about love, and your love story makes me feel it makes me feel like all warm and fuzzy. Cause like I love when people like find their person and like
Yeah.
they can like just sound so. Cause I hear the love in your voice when you talk about your husband, and that makes me feel like
Oh.
so lifted. And
Oh.
you know,
Well, yeah. I'm sad at the moment because he is away teaching in Tokyo, and will
uh,
be until Christmas. So I have a couple of months here by myself. But like you, we've been together for like 18 years. So
beautiful.
it's
You know,
yeah.
that's beautiful. And it it distance sometimes makes the heart grow fonder. There was a
Yeah.
little bit of a period where my wife did go to school in Ireland for like
Oh
a
wow.
study abroad thing. So and then there was parts where I went to training like across the country, and she was really mad at me.
Oh.
But I had no
I
choice.
mean, uh, you don't love being apart, but
No,
at the same time, you still are individuals.
yeah,
Um, so, it is what
yeah,
it is.
it is.
I'm staying home and looking after our cats.
Hey, I know we've talked about this in a little bit of a private conversation, but I love fur babies. I love cats. I love dogs.
Yeah.
I even love
Yeah.
like I love birds because I used to have birds when I was growing up because my mom said I couldn't have a cat or a dog because I
Oh.
was allergic. But I had a
Yeah.
bird and yeah, and turtles
What
and
what
all
kind of
that.
bird?
It was like a parakeet. It was like a blue parakeet.
Okay.
Yeah, I named him Ernie. I love that guy. He lived
Yeah.
for a while. I didn't know birds lived that long, but he lived.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
they live a really like parrots live a really long time, I think.
yeah, my aunt has a macaw, and it has to be like almost 70 now, or
Oh
it
wow.
has to be like
That's
at least
wild.
40 years old because she got him like in the 80s, right? And like
Yeah.
when I went over to like their place, like she still had him.
That's
It's
incredible. That's
yeah,
awesome. I wish
yeah,
cats lived a long time.
hey,
But my cats, touch wood, are still relatively young, so hopefully
yeah.
they'll be here a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they did announce like that one miracle medication for dogs to live long.
Oh,
I don't, I mean, they were saying that in America. I'm not sure if that's something that's true, but that'd be nice.
it would be.
Because I did lose a puppy like earlier this summer.
Oh,
He
I'm
was 15
sorry.
years old though. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you've seen the pictures. He
yeah,
was he was pretty old and chunky, but he was full of love. And yeah, shout out to you, Rocco. Um, and like when we think about like these what these animals mean to us, it's like companionship, it's loyalty, sometimes loyalty, and it's just like and it's just like someone that like I've never felt such empathy as from my puppy when he knows like I've had a tough day and he comes over and he just puts his head on my lap and just starts licking me and he's just like, "Hey, daddy, well, I'm here for you." It's like
Yeah.
and like I'm sure you get that from when your cats are like kind of
Yeah.
pawing at you when you're like kind of distressed. It's just something I appreciate and I I just have this like I've always like felt like um these guys are like little angels on earth that are here to make us feel better. And I'm not sure if you're
Yeah.
religious or not, but like that's just how I see it. Just my personal
Yeah.
view.
I'm not. I grew up fairly religious,
Ah.
but it wore off.
Oh yeah, I used to also like if we're gonna be like I grew up Catholic, right? But then
Oh
like
wow. Okay.
I hated going to church because my mom would wake us up like at 7, even if we like went to sleep at like 4 o'clock because you know we're boys on the weekend playing our Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So like we're just like laying in bed and then all of a sudden blankets get ripped off, blinds are open all the way, so sun burns our face, and then if we're not up still, my mom would throw water in our face. Hey, get up! Go.
God. Wow.
It's like so it's like 5:30, and we have to get ready for the 7 o'clock mass. Eh, I don't know why my parents felt like you had to be in church that early, especially my dad,
Yeah, that's
because
super early.
my dad would always be asleep in the church as the sermon was going on. So like it's like literally, you know, like
Amazing.
when Simpsons when Homer would be like asleep during like
Yeah.
church or like in in the courtroom. So like he'd just be there snoring so loudly and I'm just like sitting there like if I poke him, he's gonna smack me. But if I don't poke him, he's gonna everybody else is gonna keep staring at us to wake him up. So
Yeah.
like it would
See,
always be on
TV is
my
like real life.
yeah. Hey, you know, sometimes Simpsons says some real things. And like sometimes if you have like a fat oafish dad, you kind of see that in you kind of a fat oafish dad who gets really angry for no reason. You kind of like having a I kind of had like a epiphany with Bart. Like I felt like I was Bart when I was a kid because
Yeah.
you know I was also a little butthole kid jerk, you know. But that's that's just something. And there was something about the way that my mom made me go to church all the time that made me dislike it. To when I finally
Yeah.
never didn't have to go to church, like it was like, wow, I don't have to go to church. But the only part about church that I did like was after church when we'd go get breakfast afterwards, because we'd go to like, you know, like a we'd have here a hometown buffet, which is like a buffet, and like we'd eat you know breakfast foods. And that brings me to my next question: what is an English breakfast?
Well, I was gonna say, you say that about the breakfast buffet as if that's a normal thing, and I'm about to be like, what is that? Um,
It's an
what's an
all-you-can-eat
English
breakfast
breakfast?
buffet. Yeah.
But what's on that? Because like,
Okay, so so when you go to hometown buffet, I know my fellow fat boys are gonna be like are hyped right now because I do have a fan base of other fat boys who love talking about
hmm
food. So at the old hometown buffet, you go in there and you know there'd be like you know eggs Benedict, there'd be scrambled eggs, fried eggs over easy, bacon, sausage. There'd be that, but there'd also be like fried chicken,
oh,
real crispy fried chicken. There'd be biscuits and gravy. There'd be waffles, pancakes. There'd be cheesecake, carrot cake. If you stayed long enough,
cake.
like yeah, cheesecake. If you stayed like between like because we'd go like at the brunch time, right? So if you go
Yeah.
between like 10 a.m. and 12, you get like the brunch and then it'll turn into lunch. So slowly they get rid of like all the breakfast items, like what I just said, and then they bring out like you know barbecue ribs. They bring out like spaghetti. They bring out so like my dad always timed it to where like we get the best of both,
Nice.
and
And
then
so
you
the
know
cheesecake is a lunch food, not a breakfast food.
yeah, it's a lunch food. But then like you'd have
Okay.
the cheesecake next to the croissants, next to the donuts, pancakes, and then the carrot cake on the other side. And then like, I would like get all of them and bring them with me back to the table. And like,
Amazing.
because I think my dad would bring me, my brother, my cousins, because they'd all come over for the weekend. And like, so like, when I would always be excited when my cousins came over because that means we were getting home time buffet, and like we'd shut the place down. It would always be like my dad would say like, "Ah, right, I got all my sumo wrestlers here, so go ahead." I think he did that because like after we were done eating, we'd just be asleep, so it's like easier to
Yeah.
just not deal with these like little punk kids. So we'd just be sleeping instead of like
Just
making a
put you in
mess.
a food coma.
Yeah, but
So, so
what's a British breakfast?
well, since in theory this is supposed to be vaguely wrestling themed, I think when Mercedes Monet was over for must have been All In last year,
Oh,
someone we suspect Will Ospreay took her to Weatherspoons to get an English breakfast, and it was one of the saddest English breakfasts you've ever seen in your life.
oh
So
my
if you were
lord.
going to get what they would call a full English, you're talking bacon, sausage,
Hmm,
black pudding,
hmm.
hash brown, baked beans, eggs of some variety, either fried, poached, or scrambled. It could be toast, could be fried bread, could be fried tomatoes, mushrooms. What have I forgotten? Is that everything? That might be
Uh,
everything. That seems like quite a lot of
yeah.
things.
I think you guys also get like have toast with this whole thing, right?
Yeah, like toast or fried. It could be fried bread.
All right.
But yeah, it could
I
just be
love
toast
blood
on the
pudding.
side.
I love blood
Oh,
pudding so
really?
much.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, like, cause there's these spots over here that do over here I'll say it. So this spot like in San Diego that does like a really good full English, right? With the blood
Yeah.
pudding, fried tomato, the
I
this
didn't say it
the
like that, did I? Tomato. Do
no
I? Oh my God, do I? Tomato. Tomato.
tomato. Oh, you just sounded so American right there with that tomato. Oh, but yeah, the fried tomato, the hash brown, the sausage, and the bacon. But the bacon that you guys have is different because it's like a thick bacon and it's less crispy, more like kind of meaty, kind of closer to like a
Yeah.
pork belly ish. But it has like that thing, and I like it. I like it. I know some
Yeah.
people like are stuck on the toast on beans on toast stuff, but I mean that's not all the British food there is. There's like actual like
No.
stuff to and I love blood pudding because I love blood. Um, well, we're gonna
Just
get
love
to the
eating blood.
yeah, I do. So like one of my favorite foods to eat, I love the Korean sundae, like that's like the blood sausage they have. It's like blood sausage with rice
Ah,
in it. I think you will like it honestly because
I
my
think
my
it
cut
sounds like I might.
yeah, I'm sure you guys have Korean restaurants over there because I know
Well,
like yeah, well, it's specifically specific to like not Korean barbecue, but more like if you're going to like say like have like a tongue. That's like how this salatang. That's like a soup that they have there, because tang is how
yeah.
they say soup. So like
Okay.
my favorite food of all time, my favorite Filipino food. I'm gonna bring this up is like we call it chocolate meat as like a joke, right? Because blood when you cook it, it turns like black, brown, dark brown, dark black, right?
Yeah.
So like every time we like have it like at a party, our the way that we call it is dinar daraan. That way is cooked differently. That one is like fried blood with chicharron, so like really crunchy pork. And then like you fry that up like in a wok. We put like
Hmm.
jalapenos with it and like I love it. I love it. Or do you also have like the other Filipino version, which is kind of like a blood stew? Same thing with more like has more innards in it. Has like pork belly.
Ooh.
I love that stuff. But like I love blood. My mom used to call me a vampire when I was a kid because I used to like just like eat this stuff up. My mom
That's
was
wild.
also
I am.
my mom was also pretty sarcastic. So I think that's where I get my sense of humor from.
Yeah, a little vampire. Oh, I'm kind of sad that we don't have don't have that much access to that kind of food. I think
Uh,
so where I grew up is truly was like the middle of nowhere, and there was like maybe two Indian restaurants and like two or three Chinese restaurants, and that was it. That's kind of all the uh, international cuisine that we had access to.
I know you
Um,
British people do love Chinese food. That
we
Bush guy
do love
really
Chinese food.
I think he gets Chinese takeaway like every weekend. This is just a guy I watch
Yeah,
on like on like YouTube or
but it's a different kind of Chinese
yeah,
food than you probably get in America, and also than you would get in China. But I think that's
yeah,
just regionalization.
yeah. Chinese food,
I
no matter where
yeah,
you get it, is Chinese food. I want to say that
yeah, it's always
because
gonna
it
and
was
it's
made
always
by
gonna be
Chinese.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess like the probably the ingredients that you get and like famously British people don't like things to be too spicy, so everything's very toned down. Like I love Thai food, that's generally quite spicy.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I don't think I tried anything more interesting than that until
Oh,
certainly until I went to university and then after that when I moved to London.
oh
So yeah. And
yeah.
now I live in the north of England and there is no good sushi here and it's really upsetting.
I am so sorry for you. If you ever come down my way to Los Angeles, I can, because I did tell Trish this that I would guide you guys to, I would guide her to the best curry, the best sushi, the best Korean barbecue, best Japanese barbecue. If you guys ever had like Wagyu, I don't get paid for this, but just in case, um,
Art time tour guide.
there's this place called Chubby Curry. If you are in the Glendora or Azusa area, go to Chubby Curry. They have very great curry dishes there. They have very good. They have a Wagyu burger there that I think is tremendous. And if you are also thinking of spending more money, which I think is that's fine in this economy, you can also find your way to go to Chubby Cattle in Roland Heights, which is all you can eat Wagyu Korean, not Wagyu Korean, Wagyu Japanese barbecue, which I think is
Wow.
tremendous. But you know, uh, I'm not paid for this. This is not an ad. This is just me talking about what I like to eat. But if someone that does work at the Chubby Corporation does listen, my email
Yeah,
is in the
you're
episode
open to
description.
sponsorship. I did have really authentic Korean barbecue when I went to Los Angeles, but that was in 2003 maybe. No,
Uh,
yeah. Somewhat 2003, 2004. So yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, if you guys ever find your way out here, I will. I mean, I would gladly take you to those places because I am a Korean. I'm a meat fiend. I love meat. That's probably to my detriment because but I do love meat. They say my wife always says like you never get full when you eat salad, but when you eat meat, that's when you say that you had a meal. You always whenever like we would go to like this place where like it's just vegetarian. After we got
Mhm.
home, I would always like I would always like open like a can of spam and fry up some A's. And she's like, "Why are you eating? We just ate a lot." I was like, "Oh, I'm not full." For some reason, I'm not able to get satiated. Well, this is when I was younger. Now I get full. When I was younger, I always used to have meat to get full. And
Yeah, it's protein. It's yeah, makes
yeah,
sense.
but my mother-in-law is vegetarian though. So
Mm. Okay.
whenever she cooks, she overcooks so that I won't have to eat again. And that's how I know like my mother-in-law loves me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, we got deep into food.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm gonna ask my first question.
Okay.
Because you know, like just because people like are probably like, what are we listening to? So you're listening
Yeah.
to the prescription, and like this is a. I always ask this question first. How did you get into pro wrestling?
We're like an hour in. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a wrestling podcast. How did I get into pro wrestling? Well, during the pandemic, my partner, I mean, I say during the pandemic, it was still during the pandemic, during like the lockdowns, um, my partner who had been into wrestling as a kid but fallen out of it, was alerted that there was like a black metal wrestler in AEW, and because he's really into black metal, death metal, he thought he would give it a look. Started watching AEW, got really into it, and since it was lockdown, it was always on the TV, and I was there, and I don't really remember. I think it just wore me down, like because I think my perception of wrestling before that was like Hulk Hogan was like
Yeah.
this like hideous, very tanned, weird hair, super macho, uh just kind of yelling and fighting, and I was like, that's
Oh
not for
yeah.
me. Um but yeah, then started watching AEW and was like, oh, this is really interesting. There's like characters and it's like, yeah, it's interesting. And I got drawn in, and the point where I had to admit that I had become a wrestling fan, unfortunately, was the infamous brawl out. The only reason why like I really the only reason I can mark this is like I remember being really excited at that little vignette with MJF putting his scarf on and coming out having been the devil. Um, and then obviously everything went down after that show. And I found myself diving into online discourse and was like, well, I guess this is it. I'm here
Oh
now.
man.
I'm stuck.
So was your guy? Who were your guys?
MJF was my guy, my first
Oh,
guy.
okay. That's
Yeah.
that's fine. Like I'm a notoriously person who's low on MJF, but to
Yeah.
each their own.
Well,
He has a. I'm gonna say this. I really like him in CMLL in Lucha Libre because he gets to be an ass, and he doesn't like ever get. He always gets his comeuppance in Lucha Libre in CMLL. I don't see
yeah.
that too often in AEW because there was that whole period where he got to get away with everything. So it
Yeah.
is, but like, yeah, when someone is able to talk him down, talk him off the ledge of you need to look this strong and always stay this strong, and he gets to show like a lot of ass, which to be fair, he did. He did this weekend. He showed a lot of ass. He lost
Yeah.
twice in a row.
We lost twice.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alerts.
Well, by the time this goes out, that'll be old
Yeah,
news.
but
But
like
yeah.
that's great. That's great. And jumping into pro wrestling discourse as an adult. Oh, bless your heart
Yeah. Yeah.
that you're still here.
It wasn't fun. I know, and I honestly, I think the only reason I'm still here is because I discovered Tunnel Talk podcast because I remember being on Reddit and on Twitter and just going, oh, this is not where I want to be. Like, this is not fun. Like, I just want to make stupid jokes
Yeah.
and have more fun with it, and like maybe be around women. Where do I get that? And that podcast really helped because they were all kind of new to wrestling as well and
Yeah.
had a similar sort of pop culture background to me, and so the lens that they were looking at wrestling through was similar to mine, and I liked their sense of humor and generally was like, yeah, this is going to help me to understand wrestling.
Yeah. You know, like that's so great because there's some places, right? Some places you go, unfortunately, you have like I'm gonna be mean. You have like a brigade of men who like to mansplain wrestling to fans.
Yeah.
Mansplain specifically because like someone will say, "Oh, like I'm a girl and I like wrestling," and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, do you like? You should watch this. This is something that you should be, and you should like this way. This is how you're supposed to like it." And then I'm like, "Oh, that's uncomfortable." Because like even like in some places that we both post at, I see that sometimes like somebody will
Yeah.
say something and then they'll get piled on, and like I'm like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate." That's a good way to gatekeep pro wrestling, and I did talk about this with Wooster on my podcast
Hmm.
a little bit. You guys should go watch it. I'm plugging my own cast on my own podcast, but like you should like. There's something about like where pro wrestling fans love to gatekeep pro wrestling, and they're always like asking themselves why is pro wrestling not more popular. at least on these online spaces, like why do women not really interact in that sort of way? And that's like sort of the stereotype that women do not participate in the fandom, but you guys do. I've talked to so many different types of fans out there, and I always find it interesting to talk to uh, the women who watch pro wrestling because there's certain reasons why they watch it, and you being driven to it from the character's point of view and watching it as it's meant to be. It's meant to be watched as a television show, but a lot of times people let the outside politics and rumors and all that affect what they see on screen. So like when you're trying to judge something as just like a television product, and that's what I love that you and MJ do on your show. Shout out to MJ, sweetheart. Oh my god.
Yeah, my best
Oh,
friend.
oh yes. Such a good talk. And like what you guys do is you have like a nice talk about what you watched and what you liked, what you didn't like. But most of
Yeah.
all, like you guys sound like you're having fun watching it. And sometimes when I'm
Yeah.
listening, and I think we talked about like you listen to other shows. Sometimes it sounds like some guys are being stabbed in the ear and being forced to watch this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the only one that's being stabbed in the ear are Mox and Darby. But like,
Yeah, really explicitly being stabbed in the ear. Yeah, I mean, MJ has been watching wrestling for a lot longer than I have, so that's quite useful because if I don't know something, they often will. Uh, so for example, like over Forbidden Door weekend, I'd gone to an indie show where, I mean, this shows how new I am because I think one of these guys isn't even that from that long ago, but the special guests were Scotty Too Hottie and Pete Dunne, and I did not know who either of them were. And they
oh,
came out like their graphics and their music, and everyone was losing their minds all around me, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't know who this is.
that's
So
perfectly fine.
embarrassing.
That's no like because just to bring us back to like my wife. So I did bring my wife to a wrestling show. Like you, I brought her to an independent wrestling show, right? So they had the big stars back then. It was like they had Rikishi there doing like a signing. That's the partner of Scotty Tuhati. And they had like these like big Japanese wrestlers that I really like, Great Muta and Jushin Liger. You don't know who they are, doesn't matter. But like they came out and I was acting like I was 5 years old, like trying to like give them high fives and stuff. Cause
Yeah.
when you go to wrestling, you want to give high, but I was like a grown ass man. So imagine me like pushing like these kids out of the way to get a high five.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. But my wife would just like be like, oh, that's great. I know you like this person, but like I have no idea who
Yeah.
any of these people are. But good for you.
No.
Yeah. And like I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fine. And the way that you react to it is also like, I'm sure there's someone that probably listens to them and were like, no, Scotty Tuhati is a legend. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, well, he's okay. He's an agent at AEW right now, I guess. And like,
Yeah.
like that's from our time. You gotta let the children nowadays like what they like. And for Pete Dunne, uh, it's sort of weird for him to be 31 years old and retired. It's so weird.
I didn't know he was retired even. He just came out and I think people he came out to make the save in a post-match
Yeah.
beatdown. But yeah, like I think, you're talking about the mansplaining. My sort of passion pre-wrestling is horror movies, and I've always been a horror movie fan. And that is
Fantastic.
another fandom that's mostly male dominated.
Yeah, lots of black
And
shirts.
definitely, yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, I feel right at home in wrestling. Um, and when I was younger, older men would always mansplain to me and tell me which movies to watch, and like some of them in a pleasant way and some of them in a less pleasant way.
Oh yeah.
And I would watch stuff and learn and make my own judgments. Uh,
As you
and
would.
feel perfectly, yeah, exactly, and feel perfectly okay to kind of argue my corner. Like horror movies, particularly, like older men love to tell you that the best horror movies are all from the 70s, and I was just like, that's not really my jam at all. I got really into like 1960s horror, which
Oh.
then I was like, great, I could one up them. They're like, there hasn't been a good horror movie made since 1983, and I'm like, Well, sort
Well,
of
actually,
72 is my cut off. But that's just being obnoxious. But like, so I think coming into wrestling fandom, it was like, yeah, I am new to this and I don't know that much about wrestling, but I that doesn't I'm not ashamed of that. It's like it's a new thing that I'm learning about
yeah.
and I'm excited to learn about it. And I don't feel stupid for not knowing about it because I know it's not like a marker of intelligence. It's just that I haven't been watching wrestling that long. So,
Yeah,
you
that's
know, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It's like I'm not a child. I just
uh,
haven't watched that much wrestling.
yeah, that's great. When I went to that wrestling show, right, there was some guy that tried explaining wrestling to my wife, my girlfriend at the time, right? And I'm like,
Hmm.
wait, why are you trying to like teach her this stuff? She's sitting next to me here. Um, do you think that you're going to like give her like a whole like education on pro wrestling in this? And then like, it had to be I sit next to like a couple stinky guys, which
Yeah.
I'm sure you go to a show and you smell the stinky guys. I mean, you even go to like one of
Yeah.
those collection shows and you'll have those stinky guys, but there's something about like the fandoms of pro wrestling and horror where it's always like a
Yeah.
guy that has to explain to women like, no, this is how you have to watch it. And I'm just like, ah. But yeah, you know what's funny about my wife also? I'm sorry to bring up my wife all the time, but like she hates horror, right? She hates horror. But she loves sci-fi horror because she said it's not as
Okay.
scary.
Fair
So,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which to me, like when you look at like the emptiness of space, I think that's the scary part. Because in space no one can
Right?
hear you
It is
scream.
terrifying. Yeah. I do have a bit of a fear of I don't know how to put this. It's not quite claustrophobia, but it's like being somewhere where you can't get out because the outside is death. So like a
Oh,
submarine or
oh
a
my god.
plane or a spaceship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you're in the space, but if you were to go outside of that space, you would die. That
Oh
really
man.
freaks me out.
We went on a cruise, right? We went on a cruise like a couple years ago. And so like we
Mm.
went out at night and like at night there's the moon, but it's all the ocean. The ocean's all black. So you can't see anything outside from the
Oh God. Yeah,
so like
just nothing.
yeah, my wife was like sticking to like the walls because she was like afraid like if she slipped up she would fall over. So
Yeah.
like she would just like I was like, oh come on, hon, let's take a look. And she's like, no, no,
Nope.
no, no, let's go
I get
inside.
that. Nope, going
Um,
inside of thing away.
but yeah,
Oh
well,
man, I went on a whale watching cruise once, and it was really
mm,
bad weather, and the boat was just being thrown about on the seas, and it was 4 hours long, and I think I was just being seasick for 3.5 hours of it. It was the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever
yeah.
done.
I always recommend
Oh well.
people when before they take like one of those boat tours, if they know they're going to do it. There's a patch called the scopolamine patch, and meclizine, which is for nausea and vomiting. So
Oh
and it's
right,
always
okay,
it's
that's
always good to
smart.
take those things with you. Scopolamine is I'm not sure if it's prescription over there, but it's prescription here. It's like a patch you
Probably.
put on, and like I remember the first day on the cruise, I didn't have it because I was like, nah, I'm good. I can get used to it. But then, like, by the nighttime, I was like, ugh. And then I put like three patches on
No.
me. But,
Oh, cruise is even worse. Yeah, you're gonna be on there for days.
yeah, you're
Wow.
stuck. Like what you were saying earlier, you're stuck. There's nowhere to go.
You're
And it's only
stuck.
death
Yeah,
out
you
there.
just had
Because if
it.
you're going to jump out, you're going to be jumping to
You're
the
gonna
mouth of a
die.
great white.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
but
no,
like,
thank you. No, thank you.
we're coming upon like spooky time. I don't know. Maybe
Hmm.
this comes out in October. Who knows? No, I'm sorry, it won't come out. But spooky time is every month for me because I love.
October 2026.
Yeah, I do love scary movies. Like, I love things like I like watching The Grudge. I like watching Ringu. Like I love Japanese horror. It's funny to me.
Yeah.
I've been watching like a
Oh.
bunch of Southeast Asian horror, and like the techniques they have, the griminess, even though it's made in the 90s, it looks like it was made in the 60s in America or Italy,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of like I love that kind of grittiness to my horror movies. With like the blood is made out of syrup, but you could see it like squirting out everywhere. I love that stuff. I love
What
creature
kind of
features.
movies?
There's this
Okay.
movie
Yeah, me too.
called I'll give you one. It's called A Swan, right? There's two. One was made like there's one A Swan made like in 1990, and another one made in the 2014ish, I think. They're both available on YouTube, and that's spelled ASWANG. And they also have like an option for captions, subtitles, which I
Yeah.
know we talk about AI and all that stuff, but like I think that's the only useful part of AI is
That's
having the
yeah, that's different.
subtitles.
That's different.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not
it's not
generative AI. Yeah.
yeah, it's actually very helpful. So watching those movies with subtitles and like actually knowing what's going on, because I think I watched also a Thai movie about ghosts and stuff. I tell you, I love
Yeah.
ghosts. I love creature movies. When
Oh,
it's
have
just
you
a
watched any? Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
got overexcited. I was just gonna say, have you watched any Indonesian horror?
No, but you can recommend me some. I was just watching some Thai ones, so hey, I would love to. What do you got?
What have I got? Hold on. Let me pull up my list because my brain has just gone completely dead. So, and the one that I always recommend to everyone is a movie called Susanna Buried Alive, um, which is a it is a kind of a ghost story, and it's kind of a tribute to like 70s Indonesian horror, but you can watch it without knowing anything about that. And it's just so good. It's really sad and funny and scary and beautiful, and I love it. I was going to say it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix in the US. It might be. Um, that's my one, and the other one that I love is a movie called May the Devil Take You. But specifically the second one.
Okay.
So so the first one's good. The first one is good. But May the Devil Take You Too is just delightful. I think they're both on like again like Netflix or Shudder or they'll be on somewhere. But if you like creature features and maybe not even gore so much as like goo and ghosts, then that'll be you. I think you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, I love ghosts, goo, creatures. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I love slasher movies too.
Mhm.
Like I said, in space, no one can hear you scream. So I do love Jason 10, Jason X,
Jason X, yeah.
because it's
I
so
I loved Jason X, but I watched it in the last couple of years and was like, I don't think it stands up.
no, it's very funny to me. It's the only one that my wife will watch because she, like I said, she'll only watch space horror, like so that Event Horizon.
Yep.
Because I'm not sure why space doesn't freak her out. Because space freaks me out. Just the thought of being lost in
Yeah.
yeah. But
No,
oh,
that's not bad.
I did just recently watch all the Alien movies, and those are so good. Like I love Alien, but yeah, like when you watch a horror
But,
movie, you were saying that you got into it through slasher films. So what were the
mm.
films that like started you?
So my friends and I, when we were about 14, rented Scream for a sleepover, and we were instantly obsessed. Despite the fact, again, that Scream is obviously full of references to older movies, and we hadn't watched any of those, but we just loved, um, I guess, like the dialogue and the fact that the characters were
Oh,
pop culture savvy, and and for me, it was like it was a film. You know, like I say, I'm always into these fandoms that are super male dominated, but this was a film about a teenage girl,
yeah,
and she triumphs in the end, and I think that really meant a lot to me as a young teenager. And
yeah,
then obviously I got into Buffy, and that was a similar similar
yeah.
thing.
I love Scream, and I love I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
Those two are just like two women leads, late female leads, and I think that was pretty cool. And I think it was funny that I asked you the same question they asked in Scream without asking, like, "So, what's your favorite
what's your
scary
favorite
movie?"
scary movie? Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the many questions, one of the 100 questions that we ask our guests if it comes up. But it's funny that you say that your wife likes the movies that are set in space because they don't scare her. Because for me, being scared is the point. Like if I'm not scared, then I'm not having as much fun as I could be.
Well, like, so for me, right? I don't really get scared of watching the movies because These are
Because you
like
know
the
it's a
equivalent.
movie.
Well, yeah, my aunt kind of raised me. My goth butch aunt. She raised us like to watch. When she babysat us, we're watching Hellraiser, we're watching Child's Play, we're watching Nightmare on
Amazing.
Elm Street, Friday the
Hmm.
13th. Um, I think I even watched the thing that messed me up as a kid was Killer Clowns from Outer Space because I hate clowns.
I've
I
never
still,
seen that.
it's
But
so
is that why
cheesy.
you hate clowns? Like, did you
Cl-
hate clowns before you saw it, or was that what made you hate
well, I
clowns?
think my aunt like they took us to the circus one time, right? And she saw like the clowns were freaking us out, so then she showed us it.
That's so evil. Okay.
And that I love you. I love my aunt. She's I think like because all that stuff. She would say like belongs. You don't have to be afraid because this is all just fake. So it's funny. So like I guess
Hmm.
like when something now like when I'm uncomfortable with something I laugh, right? That I think that's
Yeah.
why when I'm uncomfortable I start laughing. And so like I watch like the movies and I start laughing and then when somebody I know someone's gonna go like, oh he's gonna get it, he's gonna get it. What's weird is when that happens in scary movies, my wife is like, I don't want to watch it. Her eyes are covered. But like so we're watching like Alien Romulus, right? And then like so the aliens are the one big alien is chasing someone through the corridor and my wife's watching like that's what you get for being stupid. And I'm like, how are you like this for
Brutal.
this? But then when you're watching the horror movie, you're like, no, 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 get away. I don't want to watch this. But for a sci-fi movie, you're like, yeah, that's what you get. So I just think that's funny. That's just, and
Yeah.
like the best part of having an antagonist for me is someone that you can believe is a threat. I mean, that also goes for wrestling. The biggest threats are the guys who are threats, like Moxley is a threat and all that stuff. But like, you
Yeah.
know, Chucky, he was never a threat to me. He's like the size of a doll, and then every time he dies, it's so easy for him to die. But like, you have like a guy
Yeah.
like,
You think you could boot that thing across the room?
yeah, you just have to like trap him in a box, and then he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then when you think about like Jason, nothing kills Jason or Michael Myers or or Freddy Krueger is like he's not even like a real person. He's like a sleep demon that lives in your
Oh,
dreams.
Freddy Krueger's terrifying. I mean but that's the worst, right? Because you can't run away from that.
We're getting deep into what you're afraid of, huh? So you hate not being able to get away from what you're afraid of.
Yeah, clearly. I clearly have an
Wow.
issue about being able to run away from things, which is
You need,
ironic because I can't run very fast anyway, so I just die. Um,
I,
but
whenever I go to a restaurant, right? This is because I have this kind of trait. I'm not gonna say what I did because whatever. But I would always like try to like have like a place where I have a direct view of the door, where I could see where the exits are, so I could get me and my people out as fast as possible. That's just me being a little bit paranoid. So
I think unfortunately that comes from being living in America right now.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty
Like,
much
not to
it.
get too serious about it, but like
Oh
that
God.
kind of thing is a thing I hear a lot from Americans because of your gun culture.
Yeah, if you're stuck in an area, and I'm gonna whatever. This is fun to talk about. So like in gun culture, so like I am a gun owner. I have guns.
Okay.
It's more of a recreational thing, but like as far as like home self defense, my best weapon is to lock my doors and to have a ring doorbell. I'm no, I don't have a ring doorbell. I have a Nest doorbell
Mhm.
that keeps track of what's outside, along with having like a security system outside. So I'm not gonna tell people the systems I have because I don't want people to hack into them. But like you
Yeah.
have, but you have like these systems outside, and then that's more useful to me. Like, okay, like I could call the police if this person, because like I think a year or two ago there was a person that um got into our the front yard, and then they tried to steal my catalytic converter from my truck. And I didn't know about it until like my phone started going off and I was asleep. But thankfully, our neighbor came up and he was pissed off because people were trying to steal from his son's car. So when he drove up and started honking, those guys ran away. But I still had to get a new
Wow.
catalytic converter because they had chopped it up. I was so mad.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, but
But
like
it's
as
that
far,
thing of like if
yeah,
you had been awake, would you have challenged him, or would you have locked the door and stayed inside? Because I think I
yeah,
would do that calculation of like, okay, well, he might steal my car, but at least I'll be safe.
yeah. That's that's where I'm at. Like, okay, so I'm thinking. I woke up right, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah. So here's where my guns are. Right, I got my okay. I can load it up. I'll just wait here. If they try to like jump into my backyard, if they try to like break into my front door, like I'll be ready to go. Right. I'd rather stay inside where I know where everything is, than go outside and I don't know. Like they had a getaway car, so who knows if I go outside and then I get shot. That's the fear in being an American now. Like you
Yeah.
you go outside and you might get shot. Like or you can't even honk your horn at somebody when you get like into a near trafficking because I'm so used to doing that, but my wife told me stop doing that because road rage. Because all of a sudden in the news you started hearing more about people honking their cars and like flipping people off and then they get shot.
Oh my
And it's
God.
so there was like a story here where this she was just this person just driving and then this other car tried to pass them but like she's just driving, so the guy flipped her off and shot and then the bullet went and killed her son.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And she
I'm sorry. This it's terrifying to me. The idea
yeah
that anybody walking down the street might have a gun, like that really scares me.
yeah that's the kind of that's the kind of thing I think about, especially like circumstances, especially like in the news, which I will not talk about because I do not
No.
want to have that kind of heat on me. But
Well,
like
and also it won't be in the news by the time you put this live because it'll be
yeah,
months down the line. Yeah.
yeah. But like just like the fear that you could go like into a crowded place, and someone could be like 100, 200 yards, couple meters away, and still get you without you even knowing it. Like
Yeah, this is why yeah.
I had friends that were in Las Vegas when they had that shooting where the guy was set up in the hotel above like where they're having the
God.
music festival. And so she was seeing people get shot next to her and start falling down. And I'm just like,
Fuck,
oh
that's
man,
terrifying.
what the heck what the heck would I even do? Like if I'm telling people to like keep safe and I'm saying keep your head down, try to like find things, and that's like this is like a conversation that like people have, and like I work my work when I worked I used to have like active shooter drills, and I
Oh my
know they have active
God.
shooter drills like at schools now. They have them. We used to
Yeah.
have like
Yeah,
earthquake drills all the
that's
time, fire
so
drills,
scary.
but now we have like active shooter drills, and like they'll do a thing like what happens if you get taken hostage. You submit to the shooter and just play along. Don't try to be a hero because you don't know when you're gonna. And like this is like 10-year-old 8-year-old kids doing this, and I'm
Yeah, it's
like
horrifying. That's so scary.
yeah, it's just like you do the active shooter drills and then like it's great to be. Oh, my baby he's hiccuping and sleeping. But like you have like these active shooter drills and all these things to prepare you for the worst, right? And like um my friends who are parents like say like I mean it's good to have like a child that's like trained to react in certain ways if something is going down like that. And but it's just like when we were kids we weren't doing this.
No.
When we were kids we're just like we're playing dodgeball or foursquare or basketball, and or just playing video games at home and not really thinking about this. But now like you send your kid off to school and then all of a sudden like oh yeah that school could be like I don't even want to like
That's
yeah
horrendous.
yeah it's like,
Yeah.
and
This
it makes me sad for what this generation is. Besides also like
mm,
we had the whole generation that grew up uh antisocial because of they grew up during the COVID period where like they weren't going to school, they weren't making these friendships, relationships, and they were just like
yeah.
living online. And so like we have a whole generation of kids who grew up like that, who are still like stuck in that way of like they're in their groups and they're not like branching out before then. And it's just what do you do at this time? It's whatever. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
bring this up.
bleak, isn't
Wow,
it?
they got pretty dark.
Yeah, I know. We started off on like light-hearted cultural differences and quickly moved on to like very upsetting ones.
But
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I don't know how you bring this back.
it's it's the culture of what it is over here. Because I know like in like London, I know in like England and your area, you guys have gun control. You guys don't have such easy access to handguns, despite what
Yeah,
like
no.
those TV shows show me. You know, oh man, I love Tom Hardy. He's my man hero. I love everything
Right.
about Tom
Yeah.
Hardy, the way he talks. I liked him in that Bike Riders movie where he uses like a Chicago accent, where it's not really anything like New York, but he's like just kind of talking like how he talks. I love Tom Hardy. I love that guy.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's hard to like when he talks with his British accent. He kind of like has a way where he sounds, he's soft spoken, but like he's a hard man. It's beautiful. I love that guy.
What's what's the movie? Hold on. Oh my God. What is the movie? Tom Hardy in a car, and it's about concrete. What the hell's that movie?
Like he's
Lock. Yeah. Have you seen Lock?
no. I will watch it like after this.
Oh, it
I just
is
watched that.
incredible.
I just watched that Parent Trap movie where he plays two twins. It's unbelievable.
The Parent Trap movie. I can't think what that's called either. But yeah, I know the one you mean. Oh my God, what's wrong with my brain? I don't remember. Yeah. No, I recommend Lock. It's literally Tom Hardy talking on his mobile phone while driving for like 90 minutes, but it's
Okay, I love that.
captivating.
Like I love the Venom movies, and people like always like say, "Why do you love the Venom
Yeah.
movies?"
Oh,
I'm
I've
like,
only
"Cause
seen the first one.
Tom Hardy is so like endearing," and then like my wife
Yeah.
loves it because she loves the way that Venom is like kind of he's like a dog, but like a dog that's like he's like a little rapscallion.
Really messed up.
He's like a really
Yeah.
messed up dog, but he's so loyal and like he's like, yeah, he's cute. I'm like, so it's cute
Yeah.
when he bites people's heads off, and she's like, yeah,
Kinda.
yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really do it maliciously. Well,
He does it to
maybe he
people
does.
who deserve.
Um,
They kind of deserve it.
yeah, kind. I don't know. I don't really like superhero movies, but I do like Venom. Certainly the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. It's I think it's because people have like this sort of like superhero movies are supposed to be this, but I'm like, no. Eddie Brock says in the movie he's a loser, and like nothing really goes his way. So like he's like
Hmm.
kind of like if Charlie Brown was a grown up. That's how he plays the whole thing.
Right.
Because like even in the
Yeah.
second one, he's still a loser, and then in the third one, he's still a bigger loser. He's like the biggest loser in the third one, and it's like you think it gets
Oh, I
better
need
for
to
him,
watch
but
all of them.
yeah,
No,
you think it gets
no.
better for him, but it just gets worse, which is why it's funny. Uh,
Maybe I'll catch up on them. Maybe that's what I'll do.
yeah, I love Tom Hardy. You know, and hey, we brought it back, and like I do like um I know I do a bunch of voices, right? I do voices all the time. Whether it's talking like an Australian guy or when I try to talk like when I talk to my cousins from Newfoundland and they sound kind of like they're Irish, but they kind of sound Irish, but they're talking with a Filipino accent. So they pronounce their F's with P's. So like every time it's my cousin is called Philip. Uh, when my aunt calls him, it's Philip. So it's Philip,
Oh
get
wow.
your arse over here.
Oh, I
So
like that.
it's so it's tremendous, and I do have cousins also in Calgary, so it's like, hey bud, it's pretty nice to see you over here. We're gonna freaking give her in Canada, eh? It's, but then it's like he's from like the Philippines, so I love these mashup accents. It's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
me too.
One of
Well,
my sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, my accent is a bit all over the place, just because
Yeah.
I've moved around so much, and where I come from is like the southwest, and that's much more of like the thing is to you, I don't know how much distinction there is in British accents, but like it's kind of like a more of a softer like farmery accent. Like Does
Oh,
that make sense?
yeah.
I'm trying to think of what possible cultural reference that could be that you would have heard someone speak like that. Have you seen Sightseers? That's with
Mm,
Brummy, isn't it? Um, I don't know really. I can't think.
I've
I can't think.
seen
Anyway,
Babe the
it's.
Gallant Pig.
I can't. I can't even remember what they sounded like.
I like he had like the farmer was like he was like an old British farmer guy.
Okay,
I don't know
but
if he was Irish or
I
not,
feel
but
like it would have been Northern. I feel like it would have been a
possibly.
Northern accent. I don't know. I can't remember. But it's almost like a it's almost like a pirate accent where I'm from, if
Oh.
that makes sense. You know, like the
Oh
kind of like
yes. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
And that like seeps in sometimes. And then I lived in London for a bit, and now I live in the north, and I lived in Wales for a bit. So some of my vowels just come out really strange, and I think that's why certainly American listeners haven't really placed where I'm from. Uh, whereas British people probably do kind of
yeah.
go, oh yeah,
I
you're not northern, but you're certainly not southeast posh.
yeah. There's the accents like that I kind of like love to copy, is a little bit the Tom Hardy like, but then also talking like Jason Statham, like the tough guy
Yeah.
accents,
I
not like
wondered
the
when Statham would come up. Yeah.
yeah, not like the foppish guy. Like, but it's sometimes okay to talk like Ricky Gervais and like
Oh,
oh I hate and
oh,
like
oh.
that annoying. That's so annoying to me. Like just use that kind of voice to like yeah. It's I hate Ricky Gervais. I hate the way he talks.
Yeah.
It's just so
He's the worst.
it's grating, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it really
annoying.
is. Oh,
Oh
no, don't.
yeah, I'm about to
What
sing
other
his
British
song.
celebrities are there? What other British wrestlers are there? I mean,
Oh,
Pac
so yeah, Pac
has a
Pac
really
is just
interesting.
he's a Geordie, right? That's what I think
He
he
is a
is.
Geordie, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like he talks like a demon. Like there's like
Part Geordie, part Goblin. Yeah.
yeah, like cause like some parts of me like you ever watch that movie Switch? Um,
I don't think so.
okay, his name is he's played by the guy that plays Professor X. What's his name? Not Patrick, not Patrick Stewart. The young Professor X. Forget his name right now.
Uh, James McAvoy?
Yeah, James McAvoy. So like when he's playing the Puck character, like the super intense guy, he kind of like gives me like if you ever watch Switch, because that's like he has like 10 different personalities, and then like there's the Beast. It's kind
Oh,
of like what
right,
he
got
talks
you.
like, and like same muscle structure too. Oh man, I'm about to like I'm about to like fall into like because like I like Tom Hardy too because like to me with the male gaze appeals to me because of his the way his body structure his muscles so that like Pac, okay, Pac is the ultimate male gaze straight man for straight men that there is for wrestling fans.
Really?
Yeah, the broad shoulders, that big neck he has, and
Oh, but
like
he has a really tiny waist. He's really like, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I can
like
see that.
the tiny waist is kind of like a He-Man toy from back in the
But he's
days.
really short.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. He's short, but he exudes like big. Like you see that GIF, whatever he has where he flips off Claudio in the and like the cage, like the way his attitude is, like he gives off the attitude like he's the biggest guy in the room. That's why I like him.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
Okay.
able to
Well, okay.
exude big, even though
Yeah.
he's short.
Who? Yeah. I mean, he's probably not even that short. It's just also wrestlers lie about their heights, like
All
much
the
like
time.
actors.
Yeah, but
Um,
he's as short as he is wide. So like when he held up Darby for like that powerbomb thing, he was like 3 Darbys wide. It's like crazy
yeah,
how big he is.
he is really he moves in a really specific way. I think
Yeah,
that's the most striking thing about him to me is just the way he moves. It's really um like powerful and considered.
and who
And
knows if
like
he'll have the
it's like
same
nothing.
hair when this comes out? But that haircut was it's an interesting choice.
Mm, was an interesting choice. But also wrestlers, again, wrestlers wrestlers make strange choices with their hair
Yeah.
frequently. Like when you just think you've got to walk around your daily life with that hair. Like that was a decision that you made.
Yeah,
Um,
when I think about British wrestlers, they always like kind of lump like the Scot. There's Scottish wrestlers, there's Irish life wrestlers, but there's North Irish and then there's South Irish. So those are, I guess, I don't know how geography works, but I guess there's that kind of choice for different kinds of wrestling accents from Europe, from there,
yeah, oh
and
God, Welsh wrestlers, plenty of
yeah,
them.
yeah, lots of Welshies out there, and I think I think it's interesting because when I think about the different regions of the United Kingdom, it's similar to the different regions of the United States, except you guys are way closer to each other.
Yeah.
So like people out here, like apparently I have a California accent, but like and then there's a southern accent and all that stuff. And I sometimes I do code switch because I talk how I want to talk depending on who I'm talking to. But
Yeah.
it's nothing personal. It's just like I want the person who I'm talking to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
So like
I think that's just human nature, right?
yeah, just matching someone's like energy is like kind of what you do. That's how you. I want to take a little aside here. Boys and girls and in betweens. Like when you have a job interview, it's perfectly fine to match the energy and cadence of who's interviewing you because you want to leave the most significant impression you can on them and let them know that you're on the level. I say this because while I was working, I had interviewed so many Gen Z kids, and I'm not sure if you've encountered the Gen Z stare before.
I haven't. I've heard about it on TikTok.
So like, you're talking to them, you're asking them like what they've done, past experiences, how they can contribute, and they kind of like um, just look ahead and kind of like have like this interested face. Sometimes they have like their mouth agape, and you're just like,
What?
yeah, I'm like, oh,
Why?
are
What?
you?
What?
I don't know like what they think is going on, but like it's like
It's
I
like they've
try
just
to,
blue screen.
yeah, it's like they also I'm just like, and then like when I'm done answering my question, they go, oh, well, and then they give their answers, and I'm like, is that you processing
Is
what
that
I'm
you think?
saying? Is
Maybe.
that's so
Just a little
weird.
bit of lag.
It's
Maybe they're so used to talking on Zoom that they, like there's a slight delay and you have to be like, and then you sort of think about it. Maybe everybody has audio processing troubles nowadays. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Who can say?
my wife says that I'm just slow, and I agree.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
I have to like I do like want to say first that with men, uh, even women, if for your wife, okay, for those with wives, listen to what your wife says, but don't let your wife tell you what to do because it is our job as their partners to lighten the mental load for our beautiful, loving, supportive wives. They shouldn't be the ones that always have to be there to lift us up. We should always be there to help them and make sure that their days are also as good as they make our days. Just an aside for those out there with wives.
Yeah,
And
I
just
endorse this message.
yeah, you know,
Um,
I love this conversation. This has been exactly not what I thought it would be. as as what I
yeah,
warned
I
you.
know. I was like, all
I
the
warned
things that we
you.
thought we were going to talk about, and we didn't get into it at all.
Yeah, I warned you ahead of time. Like it goes where it goes. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like so honored to have you here, to have this conversation with you, to spend this time and be able to get to know you, and like I love hearing your love story. Like it's great. I love this kind of things.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Yeah.
I think it's a real talent for you to be able to just talk to all these different people and like draw out their stories.
Yeah. I mean, oh gosh. Okay. So there is this thing, right? So I was just there's sometimes where I riff, and so like it's never on purpose. It's just where the conversation goes, and I feel like we talk for this little bit of time, and I get this time with you, and I always want to make sure like we're never like I always tell my guests like before we start, I don't want to overstep anything. I don't want to talk about whatever you don't want to talk about. And so like what always ends up happening is something happens where you people are comfortable sharing in something. And I just want to say thank you for participating and being so willing to go with this. And like I know you said like you're not really good at improving, but you've just been taking part in a big long improvisation interview right now. I'm not that we're making anything up, but just in that we're going and doing things as we go along. And I say you're pretty great at that. I mean, you
Thank
should be.
you.
You
I
have
mean,
one
I'll
of my
talk to
favorite.
anyone.
Yeah, you have probably one of my favorite podcasts because it's just seems like I'm listening to two friends just chat, and I think that's like the
Yeah.
best thing that you could have. Because like I can say like I feel like now after this, I think we've been talking for like almost an hour. I feel like I've known you. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty cool, and I gotta tell like now it's just gonna say wrong. Like you never know who was gonna say yes, but please don't interpret that in a different way. The only one I asked for that is from my wife. So please, yeah. And if there's anything like that I can say about you as a person and what you've done on this show is, I think you showed a side of you that I think people would like to hear more of. I love these little side stories and hearing this like dive into what your fears are, because I'm not saying like I'm a scary monster person that like I need to know your fears, but I'm just like saying like
Be in my
being
nightmares
vulnerable.
tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I don't know. I think I've been probably very boring, so I hope that this episode doesn't tank your statistics.
oh no. It's great. It's great. I just found out like the other day that I have one listener in Poland, and then I have a
Wow.
listener in Sweden, and then for some reason
Oh, that's cool.
I have one listener in Kuwait.
Just one.
Just
Just
one,
one person. That's really
and then
so
I have
wild, though.
two in Abu Dhabi. So
It's
it's so weird when you look at the analytics about where you're being listened to, because we were
yeah.
talking before
I know.
about analytics. It's
Yeah.
fun to think about, like as in like where your listeners are, but like when you compare yourself, but like it's a non sum game when you're trying to compare yourself to like the top of the listening the people podcast, but like that's not fun. I just like for me it's
It's
fun that
not.
people are listening to my words.
Yeah, I think, in many ways, the internet has brought us bad things. So it's nice to sometimes think like, just something that you're thinking about and finding funny or finding interesting can reach someone in a country that you've never been to. Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And I have a couple questions for you. Um, my first question is your top three movie monsters.
Oh God. Okay. So, I, okay. Now I have to really think. I what was my top three? I mean, definitely the creature from the Black Lagoon is in there. I
Nice.
love the Gill Man. I love him. He's so beautiful. And then, can I pick? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna say that I can. Cat People, like the '40s movie. So the cat person from Cat People. Um, Cat People is
Oh,
such a beautiful film, and I really hate that there's a terrible '80s remake of it. Uh, but there we go. And my third one is
oh, that's freaky.
what?
I'm looking at the cat people
What?
right now.
But cat, are you looking at the right one? So you want Cat People 1944?
Uh, 1940.
Although there's a Mexican Lucha Libre movie, one of the like Santo movies called the oh God, what's it called? I think it's called like the Panther Women,
Oh,
and that is amazing. I love that film.
I love Santo
Uh,
movies because they're so
yeah,
cheesy, and like when people talk about cinema and wrestling, I'm like, it's great to have someone like he's famous for all these people for having all these cheesy movies that would play on Saturday mornings, right? Because his movies
yeah,
would play like on like the Spanish channels. So like even if you didn't watch Lucha Libre, you knew who Santa was because he'd have like these karate movies that come on like on the weekend, and he made so many of them. And there's two. There's him and Blue Demon, who were the two lucha actors. Sorry, I went off on a little thing. I'm also a kind of a movie historian kind of
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I haven't picked my third one, but I think my third one is the demon from Night of the Demon. Um, I'm quickly googling what year it was, so I don't tell you lies. It's 1957. Night of the Demon, also known as Curse of the Demon in America, I think. But it's a Jacques Tourneur film, and he didn't want the demon to ever be seen because the whole movie is like a dialogue between a skeptic and like a magician about whether this demon is going to come and get you or not, and it's all about like the power of suggestion. But the producers were like, we got to put a demon in this film, and so in the cut that was released, like you see the demon in the first few minutes of the film. So it like completely undermines all the themes, and it's kind of terrible, but the demon itself is so cute. It's so
It's like
ridiculous
it
looking.
looks like a labubu.
Yeah, but cuter.
Yeah.
I love him,
Oh man.
and I would have been very sad not to see that guy. So
Hey,
that's
you
my
know
third
like
one.
people like ask like why is Monet into the Beast Mortals? Maybe she watched this movie as a kid. Who knows? Um,
Maybe, who knows? Who knows?
but
Hey, the Beast Mortis is hot. Come
oh
on,
my god.
like
So I'm gonna break a little bit of kayfabe. I have seen him with his mask off. He is
all the
he
way off, all the way off. Oh my god.
yeah. So he did PWG back like in like post like pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. So like there'd
Oh
be like
no.
they'd come in him and Bandito. You think they're hot, right? You think oh they're happy, but you don't know how handsome they both are.
Are they both beautiful? I bet they are.
Yeah, you know,
Bandito's so beautiful.
imagine those two beautiful men with their long hair. Because you've seen those pictures that Mortals post with like the little sticker over his face, right?
Yeah.
That shows off his juicy lips because those lips are, my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a beautiful man. Bandito's a beautiful man. If they ever lost their mask, that would suck so bad. But I think they would both be very fine if they lost their mask because they are also very fine, if you know what I mean.
God damn. I can't believe we've been talking for this long and we haven't got into like top three hottest wrestlers or anything.
Oh, okay. We can go with that. Um, I mean, hopefully, I'll bring that up off the air sometimes. But yeah, we can bring that up sometime. But like, I do also want to ask you what your favorite dessert is because I love asking people what their favorite sweet things are because I talk to people from all around the world about what they like to eat, and I think this is
Mm.
always like something real interesting to me because sometimes I get something really basic or sometimes I get something really region specific, which either way I'm good.
Hmm. I really love chocolate, but in terms of dessert, I think I would have to pick like a lemon meringue pie, maybe.
Ooh, I love lemon meringue pie. I love marshmallowy bits and I love lemon pie.
And like you need that sharpness to contrast with the sweetness. That
Yeah,
makes it work. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's so good.
I wish I
It's
had a more British answer for you. What's a
uh,
really British dessert? Like
I
sticky toffee
mean,
pudding or something?
there's sticky pudding. I mean, toffee pudding is okay. I'll have that last year. There's I've had what was that one bar I had from I forgot. I do have a name for my next. If we do get a next fur baby, whether that be a cat or a dog, I'm gonna name them
Mhm.
Cadbury, and that's how I'm gonna say it, Cadbury.
Oh, Cadbury. Like as in the chocolate company.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Cadbury.
Cadbury chocolate.
Oh, Cadbury. Yeah, that's cute. That's a lovely name.
Yeah,
Especially if it's like a chocolate brown Labrador or something,
yeah,
or a
yeah. Whatever,
what's the dog
whatever.
that my dad has? A cockapoo.
Whatever animal that gets that name, that's gonna be the name. Cause yeah, this guy's been pretty lonely since his big brother's been gone. So I kind of want to get him a little brother
Yeah,
so he
get
could
him a
be
little pal. Yeah.
whatever that is. I always wanted to have like a leash cat, cause like I have a neighbor that has a leash cat, but then that cat is like a dog because it was raised with dogs. So like I'm like I want to make a cat into a dog. That'd be cool. But then my
I
dog
don't. I
acts like a
think some
cat.
cats. Oh, oh, that's weird. I mean, maybe they'll sort of meet in the middle.
Maybe, maybe. But yeah, I love lemon meringue pie. You don't have to be region specific, but I do want to ask you because we did talk proper English breakfast. I know
Yeah,
with England, like it's the Sunday roast you guys do, right?
yeah.
So, like, what do you eat with the Sunday roast?
Well, it depends what the meat is that you're choosing for your Sunday roast.
Oh, you could choose different meats.
Yes. So if you were to go to a carvery, you would pick which meat you wanted. So generally like chicken or beef or pork or maybe lamb, but that's a bit of an outsider choice. And then the standard things that you would have with it are roast potatoes, your vegetables, so probably peas, carrots, broccoli,
Mm.
uh, and then like you might have Yorkshire pudding. Usually, if you're having beef, you would have a Yorkshire pudding. Do you know what that is? Like it's like a
Yeah, it's like a
yeah,
breadish thing that you can
kind
dip.
of, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
a yeah.
yeah.
Um, close enough. And then if it's pork, you would have applesauce.
Mm.
That's you'd have that in America, right?
Yeah, pork chops and
Would you?
applesauce. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's normal. That's fine. If it's lamb, I guess mint sauce.
Oh yes, I
If
love the mint sauce.
beef, like horseradish.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, yeah. I think
And now,
what have I forgotten?
now I'm
And then
hungry.
gravy, obviously. Gravy on everything. Gravy,
Obviously.
but not the strange American gravy that's like made of sausages. No, no, no.
Hey, you know, if you ever have like the country gravy, I mean, it does depend on where you get it, but that's more of a
Yeah.
breakfast item than if you get it like, because when I think about gravy, I hate watery gravy. I need it to be thick. I need that roux
Mm,
to be, I need that roux. I don't like watery gravy, because sometimes you go
no.
to like a KFC and the gravy you get is just like brown water, and like that's
Yeah, no,
disappointing.
that's no, no.
Um,
We don't want that.
uh, do you guys have Jollibee where you're from, or is it literally just
So we didn't used to, but I actually think that they've started opening here. I think there's a car. I think there might actually be one. Hold on,
all
I'm
right?
going to Google to verify, but I think we might actually have one uh where I live. I
Okay,
think we might.
I want to give you some homework, okay? Because
Okay.
I have this feeling that um, I'm not going to announce anything. I have this feeling that we'll talk again, but if you get Jollibees, I recommend you get the mango pie. It,
Oh, I
it's
do
like a
like
hand pie,
mango.
and it's a hand pie made with mango in it, similar to like,
What's
and it's deep fried. So it's like for Americans,
oh,
we
so it's
love
like a
like
McDonald's pie.
yeah, it's like a McDonald's pie except way better. It's like
Okay.
deep fried. It's very sweet, and if they have hollow hollow there, I would get it too. I'm not sure if it's. I'm not sure because for some reason, Jollibees in America have taken away our hollow hollow. But mango pie, and if you want to get 2 pieces of chicken, rice with gravy, that's something to get. That I know people always talk about like the spaghetti from Jollibee. Like if you like sweet stuff, like imagine you ever watched that movie Elf with Will Ferrell?
Oh yeah, the
You
spaghetti
know,
with like
he puts all the
syrup
maple
and
syrup
everything
in
on
it.
it.
Yeah, it's like spaghetti that's that sweet. So I mean, I
Blech.
never like tell people like, okay, go ahead and eat that, but I'm like, I like it because my palate likes the sweet and the salty together. But like, it's just like the two
Yeah.
pieces of chicken, spicy with some gravy and rice. That's what that's how Filipinos eat the Jollibee chicken
Okay.
gravy
Oh,
rice.
listen, I can get Jollibee delivered to where I live.
Okay.
So I want to get a rice. So they have a plain rice
Yeah.
or oh they have
There's adobo rice. They also have this adobo rice there that's pretty good. I'm not sure if you ever
well
had adobo rice.
I was going to say I imagine that the British menu will be severely limited compared to how you have. So there's only two options of like a rice bowl. That one is just called Asian chicken rice bowl, no more specific than that.
Wow.
And the other one's just a chicken curry rice bowl.
Oh, you
Oh,
guys
they
got
do
rice
have a
bowls there. That's different. So
yeah.
like
Oh, it's different.
imagine
Okay.
so like it's just basically you get two pieces of chicken and then just white rice with gravy. That's the typical way that
Okay.
people eat it. But curry bowl, that's interesting. If you're a fan of curry, is it made with fried chicken also? Like that's the gravy on top,
It
or
yeah, it has jolly tenders with a rainbow slaw
oh,
and rice topped
that's
with a curry sauce.
that might be new. That's interesting.
And what did you say? The mango pie. So the
Yeah.
options that they are offering me are a peach mango pie
Yes.
or a
Yes.
cocoa pineapple pie.
Both are good.
Coconut
If
pineapple. That sounds great.
yeah, both are good. Both are good for me.
Okay.
I love both of those. There's also like a mango refresher drink if you love mango. I am not sponsored by
Yeah.
Jollibee, but if
Are you
you,
sponsored by mangoes?
uh,
Big
I
mango
do.
up in here.
Yeah,
Uh,
big mango, big Jollibee, big Wagyu.
Big Jollibee.
Oh man. But
They
yeah,
do, it does say that they have Filipino pasta for
yeah.
spaghetti. Oh no, what? No, this is okay. Tell me if this might be wrong, but this is as spaghetti topped with signature sweet style sauce,
Yeah.
loaded with minced beef, sliced hot dog pieces, and melted
Yes.
cheese.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Wow. Okay.
That's how that's how my grandma
I'm
made
not
it.
sure about that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
That's like if you
I'm
have a sweet tooth, I mean, because like what I say is, if you don't like this is that spaghetti is made for that derives from like how people would make spaghetti for the soldiers that came in World War II. You're gonna get a little bit of history lesson here now, okay? Bear with me.
yeah.
So World War II, we had a bunch of like Joe's American soldiers come over there, so we had to create like dishes that would appeal to the American soldiers. So
Yeah.
they would tell us we love fried chicken, so we made fried chicken, and then like they bring up like ketchup. We didn't have ketchup at that time, so they made us thing called banana sauce, which kind of uses like tomato puree, but uses like banana also like as like the flavoring agent. So you have sweet
hmm
sauce. So the ketchup that we had back then, tomato sauce was banana ketchup, which is a very sweet sauce. So they
Mm.
mix that. The hot dogs also come from the rations that the Americans would have like
Right.
spam
Right.
or
Right.
hot dog
Right.
in it. So that's where the hot dog comes into it. And so like the Filipino spaghetti comes from Filipino girlfriends and wives and restaurant owners trying to jerry rig up spaghetti based on the descriptions from their Americans that came to the restaurant. So that's
Oh,
why you got
got
this kind
ya.
of thing. It's kind of like what Koreans call army stew, where it's like a bunch of like provisions like spam, cheese, hot dogs mixed with the ramen, like dry ramen that you would put in. It's kind of similar to that, where like, cause these soldiers would go over to these places, and the food that they bring with them would be these rations. So
Mm.
the Filipinos, South Koreans would make do with these rations to make some tasty things. So yeah, just a little bit of history
Pretty
there
nice.
for you. I think we've
Yeah,
gone
that's fascinating.
we've gone a bunch of new places. So like I would recommend like if you want to try it, go ahead. You don't have to. They also have this thing
Ah,
called
hey.
they also have this thing called it's palabok, but they have a different name for that. It's the other noodle dish that I think is pretty good. It has like boiled egg with it on sometimes. but that's also a dish you could get at Jollibee. And I also like their burgers there. I like their Yum burgers. I know like I sound like I'm a shill for Jollibees, and I am. I'm an unpaid shill,
You are.
but I love
You're,
Jollibees.
oh no, the worst.
Yeah,
I think this menu looks a little bit more limited than that, but they do have
yeah,
burgers and chicken and
yeah. Oh,
spaghetti.
yeah, but
Um, and there's
it,
also a Popeyes that has a biscuit and gravy that
yeah,
delivers.
yeah,
But I think I'll be disappointed. I think I think I need a real American to make it, not some like British teenager.
yeah. So, but like at the Jollibees, I gotta say this: they always have Filipino staff sent to the international locations, no matter what.
Okay.
So if you get it from Jollibees, you will get an authentic Filipino experience,
Excellent.
which I love to do tell people about because people think Filipino food is just one thing, but no. And people say, "Oh, Jollibees is not Filipino food." I'm like, no, Jollibees is Filipino food. Fried chicken, rice, and gravy. I know like that could be from any culture because I know I get that from
Yeah.
Popeyes, but like that's authentically Filipino in the way they make it, in the way that the chicken tastes. Because I like the way the skin is. It's more like a crispy. You ever have like pork rinds or like just fried
Yeah.
chicken? Like the crispy fried chicken
Well,
skin, it's kind of like that.
you get pork scratchings in any pub in the UK, which is essentially yeah, those like just like sold like a packet of crisps, chips,
Yeah.
just like the yeah, pork rinds.
Oh, yeah. I love that, especially with some beer, or as my Australian friends would say, beer. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to say,
And a
man,
pint.
now I'm learning. Now I'm learning. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm really have been honored to have you on here, and this sucks, but like, this is my last question, and I'm sure we're gonna continue this like after we're done here, because I have some things to ask you and something to tell you.
I'm sorry.
But
Yes, I'm back
yeah,
on track. Back on track.
so the final question I always ask every one of my guests is, what would you want your rainbow to say? Like if a rainbow appeared in the sky with a message from Sarah, that Triceratops, what do you want it to say?
Ah, you asked me this in advance, and I had to really think about it because I am not sure. And I was thinking about rainbows and their significance. We grew up religious, and so obviously there's the significance of the rainbow as like a promise from God. And my mum really took that to heart. I think whenever she saw a rainbow, she would think of it as a message from God, and so there's that kind of association in my brain, and then obviously the association with like the LGBTQIA plus community of
Yeah.
when you see a rainbow, like you think, yeah, this is a safe person. So I was just thinking about rainbows and how like they always have that association of just being kind of good, a good thing.
Yeah.
What would I want it to say? I think the only thing I could come up with, and the only thing I could think as a message, a few years ago when I was working in London, I was just deeply miserable. And I used to see this piece of art on the tube that was like a poster that said, if you don't like your life, you can change it. And I used to sit under this piece of artwork every day waiting for my train. And it used to make me so angry because I felt so trapped and so miserable in my life. And I thought, it's not that easy, is it? Like, it's not that fucking just you can change it. Oh, all right. But like, I think it's true actually. And you're usually the only person that can change it. You know, if you're miserable, things can change. And so that's what I would say. If you don't like your life, you can change it.
If you don't like your life, you can change it. Oh, that hits me right in the heart. Not that I have two hearts. I mean, I
I
do
mean,
have two hearts.
and,
It's me and my
and
wife.
also I fully plagiarized that. But yeah.
Hey, I plagiarized that bit from my favorite podcast, Jesus and Meryl. So fantastic.
Okay.
They don't make that show anymore, but I want to keep that whole thing alive.
Ah,
And
well, as they
like
say.
yeah, and I'm a shill. I'm the biggest shill I know. So I would love to like this is your time to plug your show and plug everything where you people can find you and give you money.
Yeah. I don't think you can give me money. Well, I guess if you listen to the podcast indirectly, we might eventually get some advertising revenue. So the podcast is called Waffly Bollox, which is, I realise, the most British thing we could actually ever have called it. But and it's bollocks spelt Bollox, and you'll find it in all good podcast apps. And we do a weekly AEW recap show. We also talk about other wrestling that we've watched, whether that's New Japan or like I love a British promotion called Rev Pro, so I always watch that. We watch loads of other stuff, mystery wrestling or bit of Hood Slam, bit of whatever it might be. And yeah, we have fun as as you very kindly said about the podcast. It's me and my friend MJ, and we just have a good time. I think it helps that we just like each other and we like the show, and that seems to be what people respond to. So no rage bait here, all just good times. Although we do get angry about some things, but not in a performative way.
Yeah, like I tell people, it's okay to feel things. It's okay to express
Yeah.
your distaste with stuff. It's okay to feel things. You
Yeah,
can't keep
I
it
think
all
so.
like stuck in.
That's all.
Um,
It's all you can do, and I think, yeah. I mean, it sounds so pretentious to be like, oh yes, we're very authentic, we have integrity, but we do. So there you go.
yeah, that's great. But yeah, hopefully I hear from you sooner than later. I love this conversation. Seriously.
Thank you.
But so thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.